Well, hello, my dear gardening friends. Fire is roaring, it is cold outside, and all the activities in the garden are slowing down. For my family, all the life is moving back into the house during cold winter days, and we have delightful times in my home. I try to create a lot of memories and a lot of traditions for my kids to take with them into life and have that as a good memory from their childhood. So we have a lot of homemade gifts and a lot of projects in the house, which I would be happy to share with you. So welcome, and please do spend time with us this winter. So here I am in the library. This is the most coziest room in our house. Usually when we are outside in summer, spring and early fall, we spend a lot of time in our sunroom. Maybe you noticed I did some of my recordings there in that room. That room is very light, very airy. The color of that room is kind of butter yellow, and it's a very pleasant and charming room to spend in summer. We have sitting area there, so and plus that room has a beautiful view into the garden. But when the weather becomes cold, that room is a little bit too cold for the family, so everybody is slowly moving into the deeper headquarters of our home, and this is one place to hang out. This is our library with a fireplace. We have one fireplace in the house, and this is a fireplace to hang around. When we bought this house, and by the way, our house was built after World War II, so it doesn't have really old bones. We put our, if we put our stamp on the house already after having been living here for 10 years. So this house was somewhat transformed into the house we like to live in. All the walls, when we just moved in, all the walls were beige, light beige color, and our living room still is light blue color. But I kind of didn't like that. We have this transition, 3-room transition from kitchen to dining area to this library, and all the walls were the same color. So I said to my husband, let's tweak it a little bit. I like those old, I always loved those old libraries with dark colors. And when I walk into those libraries sometimes, I notice that the darker color pops all other details. All other details in that dark room can become very noticeable. And my eye kind of liked it. So I said to myself, that's it. Library is going to be dark green. So me and my daughter, we went to the store and we chose this color. I wanted something to be not on a cold green side and not on a warm green side. So we chose something in between, and everybody liked it, everybody looked at it, and it's a good fit for our library. Now here on our walls, we have a mix of old pictures and kid stuff, little kids gifts, and all sorts of little cute little things. So I'm going to show you around, and I also will share with you in this video 2 wonderful Christmas gifts, handmade Christmas gifts, which I gave to my husband to raise your spirits. Some of you are, I heard that some of you are not ready for Christmas. Agni was telling me that Christmas is quite blue for her. So hopefully this video will raise your spirits up, Agni, and you will be looking forward to Christmas. So here we have at the back of our wall, we have a combination of different things. And of course, the biggest one is a portrait of a priest, which is a priest from the family of my husband. It's a big privilege to have a religious person in the family. He was a distant uncle, and this is the painting he did. He used to love to draw, and this is one of his drawings. Quite an unusual painting. I cannot figure out. We were trying to figure out what is at the end of that alley. It looks like some sort of a statue, but we are not sure. This cutest little thing near it, little snowman. Oh, when my little boy gave it to us for Christmas, I said, oh gosh, we are going to keep it in and out. every Christmas. We will pull it out every Christmas. But I like him so much here that I keep him year round. So he's a little permanent fixture on our wall in our living room, in our library. Now we have a vintage clock here. And under the vintage clock is a beautiful little painting. It's not even a painting, it's a little print which is aging quite a lot. But the little print of nativity was hanging in my husband's bedroom when he was a baby. Isn't it charming? I wish I would have a picture from my bedroom when I was a baby. As you can see, the frame is getting old, but it's a lovely little thing to have. So we are displaying it here too. Now over our fireplace. I usually decorate our fireplace for Christmas, and not all decorations are out. But what we have on top of the fireplace is some green wreaths. I took it apart and I just put it along the fireplace right here. We are a big family of candles. We love candles, so we proudly display all sorts of candles. Sometimes my husband likes to bring candles from our trips. So here we go. These candles are well used, as you can see. And here we have another handmade little gift. Oh, look at this little cute little guy. He's a little snowman, and my son cut him out of wood, painted him, aged him. Look how wonderful he is. I cherish these little handmade gifts for my children because they're so special and precious, and I store them for Christmas with all other Christmas decorations, and I pull them out, and my kids always say, oh gosh, look at this, I remember I made it, I thought how cool it was. And I say to them back, it is cool, it always will be cool in my heart because you made it when you were a little baby. Look at this Christmas, little Christmas tree. Isn't it the cutest thing? My daughter made it to us, made it as a gift for us one Christmas when she was a baby, and she sewed it together. I sew, so she has access to my sewing machine, and she made this Christmas tree for us. Isn't it cute? It will never age in my family. Okay, here we have our fireplace, the best place to hang out for the whole family. It's a little bit small. I would love to have a bigger fireplace. Why it is small? The opening of the fire is small and it doesn't radiate a lot of heat. But that's okay. I'm glad that we have a fireplace. And now I want to share with you two gifts which I gave to my husband when we were just recently married, and I had plenty of time behind my shoulders, and I had we didn't have kids, so I had plenty of quiet evening times to make this gift for him. So here we go. My husband's family has this picture in their possession. Not a picture, it's an embroidered picture of Merry Christmas sign. And it's in the house of my brother-in-law. And that picture literally is falling apart. Every year it's becoming worse and worse because it's so old. And the embroidery is done on some sort of a fabric paper, and together with that fabric, all the sign is falling apart. So Merry Christmas is slowly disappearing. So I heard about my husband and his family, his brother, talking about this sign, slowly disappearing, slowly fading away. And that was a time when first digital cameras were coming into the market. So what I did, I took a picture of different sections of that embroidery. And I, during quiet times, not telling my husband anything, during quiet evenings, hour here, hour there, I recreated painstakingly, stitch by stitch, I recreated that design, and I made a new embroidered picture for my husband because I knew how dear that sign was for my husband, and I knew that they were all kind of regretting that the sign is falling apart. So here it is. my new Merry Christmas sign, which I embroidered for my husband, and you should have seen his face. He was so happy. Next day, he ran to the frame shop and he framed this sign. I must say that the frame guy did a very beautiful job. Green was picked. Ooh, it's dusty. Sorry. So green was picked very lovingly here. The match was well done. The frame was exceptionally well done. So the framing job was excellent. And now every year my husband, during Christmas, reaches for this sign and proudly displays on our wall in our living room. But there's also an interesting story about this sign. Look at this. When you look closer at this sign, you can see that there is blue mixed into the sign, some pink mixed into the sign. And what I did not realize, because I was copying it from the digital camera, I copied the faded threads. So these blues were never supposed to be there. That's a faded thread. This pink, I assume it wasn't supposed to be there. So the whole Merry Christmas sign was supposed to be in, I think, in red color. But because I was copying aged print, I copied all that aged effect into a new print. So this is an interesting story, because suddenly we have a presence of green, of blue, the presence of pink here. I look at it now and I like it this way. It has a nice added color to it, let's put it this way. So this was one of my handmade gifts for my dear husband. Again, it was before all the kids. God gave us as wonderful gifts, and I had plenty of time. And again, my husband was not ready for it at all. He was so surprised. This was probably the most surprised gift for my husband for his Christmas. So this is it about this Christmas sign. Now another gift which I want to show you. Okay, I hope you're not thinking I'm this big kid, but this is really a big kid gift. Let me show you. Now again, this gift was given to my husband when we were recently married, and again, plenty of time. So I made this box myself, and inside of this box, my husband again could never guess what's inside. You're going to laugh, but there is a story behind it. So look at this. When you open this box, there would be, oh, he is a little bit crippled. Let me fix this thing to make it a display. Well, no, I wouldn't be able to, so you have to see it like here. So when you open this box, you will see a doll, and you would say, why in the world this lady will give her husband a doll for Christmas? Well, there is a catch to it. My husband is American. He went to Peace Corps in Ukraine. That's how we met. And he is of Irish origin. He was born in America, but his ancestry is Irish. And I'm Ukrainian. So I wanted to create something, some gift, to celebrate our different heritages, that his family comes from Ireland and my family comes from Ukraine. So here I am. I created this Ukrainian doll. And when you turn this Ukrainian doll around, you will have an interesting Irish man. So we have a Ukrainian girl and we have an Irish man here. And I did all the details myself. Just look at this, how much work I put into these little shoes, and I embroidered all these little designs here. I remember I was looking at traditional Irish outfits, trying to understand what they wear and how to do it, and trying to collect all sorts of little things to put together. And look at this little shamrock I embroidered on his chest. He's an interesting fellow, isn't he? He has his face. I also made it myself from the clay, the hardening clay, which you have to bake. I remember I baked his face. And the same happened to this lady. I baked her face. Originally, it was a puppet. The thought was that it would be a puppet, but it fell apart. I think my kids got hold of it, and they were playing with it when they were little, so they kind of broke it a little bit, but that's okay. So I did, look at this, just look at this, all the details I had time to spend doing. All the embroidery was done here, all the shoes, oh gosh, I don't even know how I had patience to do it all, but I did it. So this was a gift for my husband on his Christmas day. Here we go. Have the most wonderful day, everyone, and I will see you next time.